All right, get your coffee because we're going to talk about some stuff that's so out there. It makes such perfect sense for me. I want to talk about our extraterrestrials, our future selves. Well, of course, not all of them. Of course, we are one thing ultimately. But let's talk about the illusion of individual forms here. And the game. It's the game. Let's talk about the illusion, the games. I want to talk about where we're from. I believe that we are not from one absolute source of species. I believe that we're varied. If you haven't seen my video on the Great Experiment, you need to watch that because I think that's exactly what we are. In a good way, not a, hey, let's have a little fun kind of way. Let's talk about the neighbors that we have, what's going on with them, where we are in the evolution of, let's just talk about the galaxy, and what's happening with some of these visitations, abductions. Let's pull it all together. It makes absolute perfect sense. You ready for this? I think you're gonna love this. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Rah, rah, sis, boom, pa. I was a cheerleader. I was actually an NBA cheerleader. You're not surprised, are you? All right. I was also an investment banker for 20 years. And yes, my hair is naturally blonde, just so you know. Okay, that's what Florida does for me. Now, let's talk about, subscribing first, because I want you to pay attention to this. If this is your shtick, if you're interested in this stuff, you're going to want to hear this. I believe that we are not just, oops, we just happen to evolve here. No, we were placed here. I believe that there's a series of humans that didn't work out so great, that didn't evolve quick enough. I believe that extraterrestrials have come here and helped us. And there are way too many cave paintings and illustrations globally, cultures that had no contact with each other that have the same thing, showing that others have visited us. I think that's just such a given, it isn't funny. We know they're visiting us now. They always have been. They're more prevalent now because they're getting closer to D-Day, Decision Day. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. So what I want to share with you right now is that I believe that what you see with our different cultures, we are actually different variations of humans by different species of extraterrestrials that have contributed to that. The purpose, not to have, a little fun, because I'm sure it's not really fun when they see what we're doing, is to see if they can improve, just like we, I know this is going to sound a little bit, out there, but we breed animals. We keep trying to get the stronger species, the better species, the whatever. They're doing the same way, but they're doing it for the good of the galaxy, the universe, and beyond, and also for the good of planet Earth, because she is an alive, everything's alive. It's all intelligent. No, it doesn't have a brain like we do. It is super intelligent beyond that. So very aware of the inhabitants of her, and also how long are we going to respect or disrespect this before we change the outcome of everybody else out there through our violent actions. They have come here to improve on us. That's why we look so different, because different varieties have been created here. Now let's move past that. Go watch that video. Species have disappeared. Why? We don't really know. The ultimate end, I believe, has always been conflict. Every one of the civilizations that I named in that last video all had one underlying thing: potential warfare, societal conflict, and I believe that we are in line with that right now, and also in line for a major great awakening that we're in the middle of, that can be the tipping point. Either way, we go either way, because every reality exists and every outcome exists, and you get to choose yours. All right, now let's talk about that. All time doesn't exist. It's all happening at one time. If you read my book, I got a download, a major one, two things. Everything is one thing happening. Everything's one thing happening, not simultaneously. Everything's one thing happening. There's no division between that lifetime and this time. It's all one thing. So every time you make a decision, you affect the past, the present, and the future all at once, because there is no separation of it. It's all happening. All right? So let's get that one straight, because that's just science. There's no such thing as time. We have time here on planet Earth because we're such a low density species that we have to have time for cause and effect. Otherwise, we'd blow ourselves up in an hour just with every negative thought we have, right? So our dense manifestation capabilities or limitations are purposeful so that we can learn and make different choices to improve the planet to go to a higher frequency and then create reality. So this is why when you want to manifest things, they don't just pop in, because if you had a negative thought, that would pop in equally. So we have things that we have to focus on and shift our whole frequency to a higher one if we want abundance and health and all these things. It doesn't happen just overnight. It can, absolutely, but you have to shift into that. That's why I don't believe in law of attraction. I'm going to, I'm low frequency fear, like I'm going to attract this amazing. No, just let go of the illusion, go into abundance, go into health. All right, so everything exists for you right now. Now, your future self, no matter what that is, it could be an earthling, it could be anything, exists right now too. Every form of you, because every form of you is one thing. We are all the same form. We are all the same energy. We are all the same. Okay, this is going to blow your mind because you're going like, wait. Because there's this person and this person. No, they're actually just one energy field. All right? Now, here's how this works. Because we are one, we are absolutely affecting the entire galaxy with all of our decisions. We're not sitting out here by ourselves. Everything's one energy field. So everything we do, they're interested in. So they have come here to give us tools, to show us different ways. We've had advanced people like prophets. Jesus was one of them. Buddha, advanced thinkers who went into a space to open up those gateways to show how humans can go into that space of unlimited compassion and unconditional love, demonstrating that this can be done. All right, so they came here as human beings. They were still human beings in a higher frequency and had to overcome the human experience. So they didn't just come here and go bing. They had their own struggles and stuff, and they were demonstrating what can be done here to overcome the density, because it's part of the illusion. You're like, well, why? If we're that great, why are we even here? Because we're experiencing every possible form of ourselves. How do you know love if you don't know darkness? We are darkness, we are light, and we have the ability to change all of it. Okay? There's a purpose in darkness, because for every action over here, there's an opportunity for this up here to make a huge change. And so I said, to my friend who just died on Friday, a beautiful girl, 42 years old, and she wasn't reaching out. And I said, I think she just wanted everybody to think everything was okay. And I said, if she had reached out and allowed us to help her more, we would have gotten just as much, if not more, out of it than she did by accepting the help. It's a mutual exchange. So everything is an opportunity for you to be amazing if you're going out there. If you're coming in here, me, my stuff, hoarding, and stock up and all stuff. Okay, great. How long is that going to hold you down? Right? What's going to happen happens. Now, you're not going to be stupid. We have to prepare for certain things, but preparing for what? Let's make gardens. Let's do amazing things. I'll go into that in a minute. Our future selves exist all at once. And I believe, because realities continually change and we can change anything, that there are advanced forms of us, of course there are, that can shift in and out of different timelines those are illusions, and can just show up and see if they can change this, like Groundhog Day, it's Groundhog Day. So let's come back and do it again and do it again, do it again, and finally the outcome becomes different. So he never died. Bill Murray doesn't die, even though he kills himself a few times. He wakes up and he's in the exact same day, Groundhog Day. And every time he accepts the fact that he has to change everything in there. And finally, he stops being Groundhog Day. That's what we're in. We're in Groundhog Day. So when he comes back, he has that information of the last day, Groundhog Day, that he lived in, okay? That he created. We have that information as the collective consciousness, as the consciousness. We're in unconsciousness right now. As consciousness, we're going more into that, comes here and allows us to shift. That's why we're getting a little bit of help. It can't interfere with our game. Our illusion keeps us here with our ability to have free will. That's the game, is the free will. If people interfere with it, then why did I come here if I didn't get to learn my own lessons and experience my own choices of being a jerk or being amazing? It's all part of your journey. Somebody said, "You're not voting." I said, you are voting by not voting. I said, no, I'm making a choice to not vote. And I said, when somebody worthy comes in, I'll vote. But my option is to go be a change maker, to change the world, because that one person doesn't rule the effing country, okay? We do. And when we come collectively into the one mind that says, we are one and responsible for each one of our decisions that contribute to that, instead of blaming and fighting over this stuff, we will go into a space that is so amazing and abundant and beautiful, and no one will suffer. They don't have to. We'll still have challenges because that's part of the evolution, the teachings here. We still want that. There may be fear. We just break through it. We don't hang on to it. We don't allow it to control us anymore. Our future selves are coming here to assist us, to tell us that they exist, to warn us of what we're doing so that we can make different choices. Does this make a difference? Yeah? Does that make sense to you? All right. So the DNA that they are formulating is for a world that may not exist if we take a different route. Right? They'll repopulate us just like those civilizations that disappeared. I believe that there was just an ending to them that wasn't going to come back. And we can go down that. But I believe that there are enough of us going into consciousness saying, I am going to be responsible. There is no government or organization or anybody. And we are all absolutely self-contained, powerful beings. And there's nothing you can't accomplish. Play the material world game. Play it. Make it about others. Your contribution, place your love and compassion, understand the pain of others. That galactic federation, whatever you want to call them, that beautiful space out there is absolutely affected by us, and we're just not aware of it like that. We don't realize my thought is changing your world right now. My thought is. They know that. So that's why they're all watching us. They all have a vested interest in it, no matter where they are in their own evolution. Okay? So our future selves, it absolutely showing up because they know that they can play a little bit of, play a little bit in the game without interfering to allow us to do Groundhog Day again. Does this make sense? It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And so they're getting ready with the DNA and all the other things to say, okay, there's another illusion here that we got to be ready for. And if this Groundhog Day person doesn't work out, well, boom, another civilization that's gone that we go, hey, whatever happened to those guys? Yeah, and we disappear. And boy, I found out that it doesn't take all that long for everything to disappear. You're like, where are all these people? Things will disintegrate it, including metals, everything. Yeah. We are part of the universe and beyond the universes. There's no ending to anything. And they care about us. They're not taking us out. They haven't destroyed us. They haven't dropped a bomb on us. They haven't, tried to destroy us. We're doing that. They're trying to help us. And there's some of us, listen, there's some that are no different than us. You guys worry about reptilians? I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Worry about us because they're thinking more like us. In other words, we're not worthy, right? And they're looking at us like this species that really doesn't count. These guys are destructive. They're like, they could probably do more by just removing us, but that's not how the game's doesn't allow that. So we're worried about them and we're killing each other and destroying animals in our planet. I think we need to look at this, right? Because they're thinking more like us. Oh, they're evil. No, I'm thinking that that's the DNA that we're supposed to be working on. You can activate that. There is amazing parts of us that are firing up, and you can do it right now. You just have to wake up and say, oh my gosh, I have a short period of time here. What am I going to do? It's the game. It's not what I got or what I'm going to, protect or argue over. You're going to realize, oh my God, I was in the basement. Yeah, oh, sorry, another spiritual butt kick. You guys, come on over, get the book. It'll blow your mind. It was a download. Got information that I was supposed to give that. You have this information. This is not, woo-woo, weird channelers. No, you have all these abilities. Quit separating yourself from the amazing just power that goes through everything, that is everything. You hold these powers. We all have different gifts here because it all comes together as the beautiful puzzle, different pieces. Play it well, my friend. Yeah, so we have those who've been here to help us out. We still do, okay? And we have those who are coming to visit that are part of, let's just say, different perceived timelines to help us change this future and let us know it can be different this time. You ready to do that? We can. We have a lot to look forward to, but it's up to you. You are whole and perfect. Oh, this is digitalexplorers.net, creating planet conscious businesses, creating something that's going to change the world, and you can make a living doing this. I'll teach you. This is online businesses, coaches, healing, products that are amazing. It's planet conscious, so if you want to destroy the planet, you can't come take this, training. And then you guys who are struggling with this stuff, come on over. I've got some free stuff for you to get this in check. It doesn't take long. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.